Guys, SoD's ending, and I don't know what to do. We're at that point where every sign is pointing that this is the end, and there's just, I don't know. I'm speechless. But anyway, April Fools got you. SoD might be at its final sort of phase, and there are a lot of signs pointing to that. However, I do think that there is a lot of hope to be found still, and there's no reason to avoid the inevitable, but this is a tough conversation we still need to have, and I personally have been avoiding it for quite a long time, for over a month now, and I think the time has finally come, and today is a perfect day to do it. So we're going to start it off here, and I'm going to go run you down the full entire thing that we are going to see. So right here is the first post. This was the opening post, and as I already stated, this one word scared the absolute hell out of me. It says culminates with phase 8, meaning an ending. We're done. We're no more. Everything we've done thus far has brought us to this point. So this was the first sign that Phase 8 might be the end of, all the newest content, such as Karazhan Crypts, as well as Scarlet Enclave. And I do think that we could be onto something there for that regards, and they need to stop developing Season of Discovery so whatever's next can come to fruition. So the next one we have is actually the promotional email from Blizzard, and now this one really hits the nail on the coffin here. It also gives quite a lot of information. It says the final chapter of Season of Discovery unfolds on April 8th. Darkness grips the Scarlet Enclave, twisting its crusaders into something unholy. Disguise yourself and infiltrate New Avalon Outdoor Zone, where earned trust is key to unlocking new recipes, exclusive rewards, and hidden paths to powerful treasures. Now this is where it's kind of like, oh, okay, it is. Then warriors, hunters, and paladins are called upon to shape the fate of a fallen blade in a new legendary questline. Will you cleanse the blade and redeem its original owner, or forsake it to the darkness? Bum, bum, bum. Of course they're talking about Ashbringer, but very interesting that is the wording they use. Then the next one is actually quite refreshing. Instead of using the culminate word or the final chapter word, on the devs X post here, they say continues with Phase 8. So maybe more is to come. And more importantly, we did get this little announcement a little bit ago. BlizzCon is coming back September 12th to the 13th, 2026. So very, very cool. And since, retail doesn't really have much to announce, what would be worthy of a BlizzCon announcement, to get all the thunder and get all the hype? Because by then, everything classic that we have known of will have reached its end of its content cycle. So that could mean they might give one awesome announcement of Classic Plus. Now, I'm going to make a series of videos talking about this and why I think it's possible. However, I just wanted to drop that little hint for you guys. And most importantly, with Season of Discovery, I remain hopeful. I have been dedicated so much time to it. I have gone as hard as one possibly could. And even with that culminate word, I reached out to the devs that I have open dialogue with and talked to daily. Or maybe not daily, but talked to quite frequently. And they reassured me, filled me with hope. And I want to point to you guys to a comment post that was made recently, and definitely why I would reiterate hopeful. So, pretty much this last paragraph here says, the last thing I'll say is that everything we've done in SoD is for a reason. We have big aspirations as a team, but we have had to learn some hard lessons about what is and isn't appropriate, even if it's been even in a very aggressively progressive version of vanilla, which is what Season of Discovery has been. Tons of changes, all kinds of awesome, fun things to do. And I've said in interviews in the past that if we try to take on something like a so-called Classic Plus, we want to be confident going into it that we can deliver something that most people who will want that sort of thing will like. I don't think SoD is what I'd call an ideal Classic Plus, even if it's hands down my favorite version of WoW I've ever played in 21 years of playing and 15 years of working on WoW and 7 years of working on the Classic project. there are some things we did in SoD that we will never do again, and there are some many more things in SoD that we want to keep developing and carry forward. To put a pin in that, our team is also growing as well, specifically in the department of design. People who can truly build new content. That alone is very exciting. So 2 points there that I really want to emphasize is we've already seen like the development team develop things. One of the most insane things is New Avalon and Phase 8. They straight up yoinked a area that is not in Classic, it is not in the game files. It wasn't repurposed like Demon Fall Canyon. It wasn't reused like we saw, like most of the Cares and Crypts is already existing in there, right? They only molded a few of the rooms and textures and added things to it, which is really cool to see. So like New Avalon is something from a completely different version of the game that is developed and plopped down in the Classic world. And if New Avalon is possible, that means anything is essentially possible in the Classic launcher. Like they have found a way to put new things into the game and make it work, and that is amazing. Obviously, I am not a dev, so I don't know how complex or how difficult something like that is, but we've seen that as well. And even the Paladin thing of Burning of Vanderhall, that's new as well. So like we've seen multiple examples in Season of Discovery where they've put new areas and new things and like redid the buildings, the textures, and like reshaped the Classic world into something new. And then finally it says, so yeah, we aren't going to go out and be disingenuous about SoD. SoD has the word season in the title, and that means at some point we will shift our focus to other things. But just because that will happen eventually doesn't mean you should not, and you shouldn't enjoy it now if it's something you think you enjoy or might enjoy. It's never too late to start, and more eyes and feedback and lessons we get from what we put out in SoD, the better the next thing we work on will be. We'll have more information about the Scarlet Enclave and what's next pretty soon, so hang on tight for that. So to me, that screams, if it's not Classic Plus, I don't know what it is. Like, to me, that is screaming so many things without flat right saying Classic Plus is coming. The signs are there. Obviously, I'm hopeful for that. It could be a different season, but whatever season it is, I hope it takes a lot of the SoD lessons, a lot of the more adaptive, lots of change to the Classic idea. While I do like Classic, and there'll always be a place for Anniversary or Hardcore or something Arrow, something original, something that doesn't change, I think SoD has been an overwhelming success in this fact that we saw how many people, especially in the early phases, wanted to come here. Obviously, Phase 3 had its flaws and failures, but I mean, there's been a massive resurgence with Phase 7 and Phase 8 coming here. So what does concern me a lot, though, as a SoD creator, is the fact that BlizzCon 2026 is as far away as SoD has been out for the entire time. So that means we're going to have about a year and a half of just maybe aerified SoD that we need to worry about. So potential things for the future is maybe this is the end of raiding, but they can still add new things. Like maybe they expand on Hyjal in a Phase 9. Maybe they add, paladins and shamans to Horde and Alliance with Undead Paladins, Dwarf Shamans. I really hope that they're not waiting until whatever's next for that, because I think, obviously they need tested, right? Like, how else are Undead Paladins going to work if we don't get to play them and have a lot of fun with them? And I refuse to believe that amazing story with Gregory and all of that was added. And, a really awesome solution that I think would work really easy and would not be too hard to do would be give us a SoD TBC, but keep us at 60. Release SoDs, or release TBC zones. It could be a straight up copy of Hellfire Peninsula. Just allow us to teleport to Gruul's lair. Allow us, Magtheridon's lair is there. You would have the 3 dungeons. You could scale those to 60, make them in-game dungeons, keep us at our SoD gear, our SoD power, send us in there, and let us have fun, let us cook with it. TBC could just be used as additional content while we have a year and a half of sitting here doing nothing, and I think it would keep SoD fresh, it would keep people playing that version of the game, because with the choices offered, like it's go to MOP or go back to TBC, continue playing hardcore, there's just nothing really appeals to me like Season of Discovery does personally, and I've had so much fun with it that I don't want that to end. I don't want to just sit there and raid Nax and Scarlet Enclave for a year and a half. It will get boring. But I truly hope there is some more plans. It doesn't have to be a full-on tier. It doesn't have to be the next thing. It could just be some content. But I do hope they keep developing SoD in some ways because, if it is Classic Plus, there's going to be a lot of new things to test on. And, what I would hope for Classic Plus, in my ideal version, I get asked this all the time, so I'll go into this now, is that we see all of the SoD changes. Not all of them. I do think SoD went a little far with the class changes, class adjustments, but what I would really love to see is taking those meme specs, making them viable, not overpowered, but viable. I think we went too far into TPC kits, Wrath kits, and Kata kits, but I would love to see them be viable and have purposes in raids, so we don't just see mages and warriors go crazy like we see in Anniversary. I would love to see Shadow Priests be able to play the game, Elemental Shamans be able to play the game, Enhancement Shamans be able to play the game. I love Warlock tank, I love Shaman tank, I love Mage Healer. I hate Rogue tank. I don't think it should be added because it was so hard for them to balance it. It felt like it was either the best tank because it did so much damage and was so tanky, or it was the worst tank and just got one shot and did no damage. So I feel like Rogue tank it was fun, but I don't think it worked very well. Then I would also love to see them expand on stories in sort of a what if. Make it alternate reality if you have to make those stories come true. If Warlords of Draenor is possible, then Classic Plus is 1000% possible, and you could do a retelling of every single story we've had from honestly Classic up till Kata. You could even MoP is a little further. MoP is where they actually started creating brand new stories and actual storytelling from nothing at all. So I think any story we do from Classic to Cataclysm could be covered. Think about going to Quel'The the Lost, where Blood Elves don't join the Horde and they're just evil under Kael'thas's rule. Maybe he returns there and you don't have to. And the Ranger General, whatever his name is, he doesn't take control of that of Silvermoon, and we just have to fight Kael'thas and evil Blood Elves, and Silvermoon becomes a raid. That would be cool. That would be awesome, because if we have Undead Paladin and Dwarf Shaman, we don't need Draenei and Blood Elves. We don't need them. The most important thing was, one, I guess, giving Horde a pretty race, so they weren't just all the evil, general evil monsters that we see. But it would be really cool to expand on those stories. Gilneas and the Worgen could be evil. We could go to Oldham. We could go to the Emerald Dream. We could go to Hyjal. We could go to Caverns of Time. There are just so many possibilities and potential for beautiful stories to be told, and I just want those to be told in an awesome classic sense, where we see new raids, new dungeons, new content with those, and I think the potential is there. We see so many Classic Plus idea for private servers with Turtle WoW. Turtle WoW did a great job of expanding a lot of those stories, but there is just so many potential, and that's what I hope Classic Plus would be. But anyway, guys, that is it for this video. I don't know what the future holds. I legitimately have actually no idea. These are just a lot of my hopes and dreams, and I choose hope because I think if there's just no way we did all of this for it to accumulate to nothing, and as that post says, this has purpose. This could be the prologue to a Classic Plus. This could be what is the future, and I just genuinely hope it is something worth playing. So anyway, those are my thoughts. I would love to hear what you guys have to say, and until next time, I'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Hey you. Yes you. Are you still there? Well, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this entire video and making it to the end here. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the other videos about World of Warcraft listed in these playlists down below. And thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.